it using the example I just showed you. Because when you turn things the other way, so upside down, it's really up, but surely you're turning the things upside down. So if I'm looking at an image of the Virgin and I turn it upside down, it becomes a sheep. And I'm like, well, why is the Virgin a sheep? A dead sheep with its tongue sticking out. Well,
Well, wouldn't that be because if something's considered dead, like a sheep, no, we're not going to go that way. Something's considered dead like a sheep. A sheep represents God's children on earth because they're all lost sheep. They need a shepherd. But a dead sheep is something that has life in it. So it's a sheep, but then it's turned upside down, even though it's right side up. If something's hanging down and you turn it upside down, you're really turning it up. So if something's hanging like this, then you're turning it upside down. It's a dead sheep system. The sheep represents the spark of life. The sheep in the system itself represents that, because Christ is considered the tree of life and he's the good shepherd, so he's the one that leads the sheep. If you're misled, you're going to be like probably 99% of the people on earth. At this point, I'm willing to say, and I'm being generous, there's a good 10% of the people that are not complying with at least the app itself. So the GS app, how many people know that it's even really a stalking type of a scenario when you're doing your tactics? How many of you even really know that? And then not only just having the app, because if 90% of the people do have the app, and you're not, and I'm not considering the children yet that aren't even 18, they just learn from their parents before they get the app, and that's probably like 9% of the population. So basically, yeah, 99% of the people have that app. Most of the 1% listen on this channel. Some of you might be in between. The majority of you may even have the app. You know exactly what I'm talking about. How many people watch this video of mine? How many people that I know are watching this video at this moment? Like my mom or my stepmom or my sister, brother, boss, co-worker, friend, YouTube people that I met. It doesn't matter, you know why? Because I'll still talk to you the same way that if I seen you right now, and whatever it is that I was just talking about on my video, and I see you, and you watched my video, and you told me you watched it, and you had something to say about something, well, I would feel comfortable, and I'd feel honored that you would even say anything, but I would feel comfortable talking to you because whatever I'm saying is what I'll say to you. Now, I haven't always been that way. I started to say that in the beginning of my YouTube career, but there was times I really didn't feel the same way. So when I see people that are...
Thank you, Bob.
You're welcome.
I appreciate that.
You're welcome. When I see people that seen my video and they can talk about it, then I know that you've at least, at this time, you at least know that I am still the same person in front of you. You may not agree with anything that I'm saying, and you may just be assigned to my channel, you know, whoever. But I'm going to meet more people face to face in the near future. And it's going to be because of the things that I've said on this YouTube platform. And because it's all the truth, and some things are conspiracies that I have. These are all my thoughts. Freely I can think. Freely I can upload, and freely I can give it to you. You can freely deny it, turn the channel off, stop watching, not even be consumed with anything that I'm saying. But most of you are from the organization from the inside that was set in my direction from the beginning to try to deter me from saying anything. Because your boss knows that I'm waking up. I don't know what I'm waking up to, but I'm waking up to something that's revealing how powerful words are, because words can get your ass kicked. So I have a feeling that I'm ready to meet some people that are ready to do that. Maybe I will get my ass kicked, or maybe I won't. Doesn't matter what's going to happen. I can't control any of it. It's an unstoppable force that's not, even the people that are at the very top positions, they can't stop it, and nor do they even want to stop it. They're actually feeding it, because it went in a different direction. Things changed big time, and time will tell, and that's it. I can be 1 out of 7 billion people on this earth. Every single last person can actually be my enemy, and just have, not even like that you hate me, but you're my enemy because you have this app that tells you to do something that would normally be ignorant to anybody else. And I'll give it a very clear example. My supervisor at one of the job sites, his own kid showed me some tactics, and he's not even old enough to have the damn app. But boy, did he show me that he is a demon in training, or a demon manifesting. So if you watch my video and you know who you are, and you deny that you're teaching your son how to be ignorant towards me, then you're a liar. But you'll smile to my face. You'll still stalk me behind my back as if I don't know, and be two-faced till the day of your death. And I'm not saying a literal death. I'm saying that spiritual death that's coming up. Because your boss, who is Lucifer, I have a secret about Lucifer. I want to tell people, but I have to keep it a secret. Because I can say it out loud, and there won't be one person on earth that believes me besides Lucifer and the other ones that have eyes to see. That's it. So in the meantime, there's no point in blurting out this secret that I have about Lucifer. It's just it's a certain knowledge about the characteristic of the person that's representing what you would call Lucifer. Who is the boss? Who's the boss? A lot of people are acting like they're the boss. They're even given permission to talk shit about the boss. Like when people come at SJD, oh, it's just poor surfer, that poor guy, he's just lonely. No, you know exactly who he is because he signed your paychecks and he already admitted it. I don't care what anybody has ever done to me personally. I'll forgive you at this exact moment. Everything that's ever been done, you're forgiven. You got something else in here? But if you don't ask for it, you're welcome. Yep. Lady, you're walking through a red light and you're in my way. Now, did your app tell you to do that? Or you just didn't want to wait for me at the green light? You know, I'm going to run out of money giving money to these homeless people. I wish I can help. I know it's a lot though. I know there's a lot of people that need help in this world. And how can you help every single person? I don't know. But if you have the right energy behind, if you can get the right energy behind the people that run this entire system, they already know how to do things to make it. They can make your life a living effing hell. Specifically, individually, yourself. They can do that to you. So they can also make your life a lot easier, and they can make people's lives a lot easier. Even with this mask thing, it's just still something. It's making it difficult for people because they don't really want to wear it. They still feel like they have to for some reason. Point is, it doesn't matter how many of you are my enemies right now. There's an end result that I've been mocked about because I can see it clearly. And it's just something that's foreseen. It's in the near distant future. Just like the bombing interpretations of Pet Goat 2 and what's on the US currency, what happened already, what's in the future, what can be stopped, what won't be stopped. Maybe that's Nineveh, where in Philadelphia itself they all really do repent and Philadelphia doesn't need to get destroyed, like it shows on Pet Goat 2, the beginning hitting the Lincoln Financial Field, the football stadium, that the link didn't collect right in the head. Maybe that was symbolized, that was going to be Mount Rushmore. And from the beginning of the YouTube world created platform, it was already known by everybody that Mount Rushmore was going to get hit. In the end, and it's not going to be a city being nuked. It's just going to be that. And then that's the end of it. But why would that matter? What would that make a difference? What would be the point of that? Well, maybe because somebody is supposed to interpret that on the YouTube platform, but it can't be anybody from the inside. Or maybe it can be. Maybe even the people from the inside that have some knowledge. Maybe you guys maybe you have the ability of information, but you just don't know the interpretation of the information that you're given. I come along and I have to interpret the information you're providing that the inside people already have that come against me, because you already have the answers. I have to find the information that's been given to you. Then I have to interpret it in a way where this is something that was already going to be done by somebody like Kim Jean, as in an Isaac type, and Abraham in the system, the father in the system, like truly the father that runs the whole entire system, is like the father, the Godfather. And that person was already known as that before I even came into the YouTube platform. Everybody already knew who it was. And again, like I said, you'll even talk shit about the person because you've been given the go-ahead to do that, to lie to people, because you really know who the boss is. And his name's Lucifer. And when I point out the secret that Lucifer, that I have towards him, that I know, he knows the secret too. It has something to do with FU, and because if you pay me, that means FU pay me one, because one gets paid first, and then FU pay me two gets paid second. Why were the shoes made that said FU pay me? Why would Lucifer have somebody make those shoes? You got your pair of shoes, you're down here. Maybe you've had advantage. Maybe most of these people do have advantage. And I'm one of the people that don't. And then I gotta figure out what the advantage is that you've been given in secret without anybody telling me. Then I have to be able to exercise all the authority of the advantage that you've been given in front of your boss, which would be the first beast, the one whose head was wounded. Even if you tried looking at that as Christ with the wounded head and rising up again, the pet goat tooth thing, the egg head there, rising up, and then the second beast, the one that has two horns like a lamb, two heads, two-headed, speaks like a dragon, it is the dragon's family, the interpretation. And that beast causes all of those to worship Christ, which is the first beast whose head was wounded. It doesn't matter if it's that way, and it doesn't matter if it's the first beast, your boss, whose head was wounded and did live, because Adam is Christ's representative, the breath of life, quickening spirit, not something that took a long time. Like, man, it took a long time to convert SJD. But I'm talking about a quickening spirit, and then being the representative of the Word of God, trusted enough to teach it correctly and not lie about it. So if you're still lying at this moment, your father's the devil. Maybe you are the devil yourself. Maybe. because at that time there's a shift change in the direction of where things were going to go. And the only reason they did change is because somebody has to be able to actually make a change. It's not even scripted. Things can be scripted at any given time, at any point in the day, anywhere you go, no matter what. Even if you're just sitting there talking to the YouTube platform. But the point is, even if it was scripted for that to be that way, where the Christ in the system, which, you know, basically would be Satan, I mean, doesn't it just make sense that it would be Lucifer? Lucifer is the Jesus in the end anyway, according to the world script. So because Lucifer, it's like everybody, all right, so let's say it's true. Everybody knew. Like, yeah, Robin, we know our boss is Lucifer. We call him Jesus, but whatever. Well, guess what? When you admit that, and that's true, you say, yeah, Robin, we already know that Lucifer is Jesus because he's our boss, stupid. But he turns to Jesus in the end of the script, but he's Lucifer. And I'm going to tell you that, and this ain't the first time anybody's ever heard it either, because I even heard, I think, RFB say it. Is Satan Jesus in disguise? Or did he say, is Jesus Satan in disguise? I think he may have said, is Satan Jesus in disguise? Is it a sheep in wolf's clothing? Then guess what happened in the real world? Because that was just a script from the beginning. What happened is, all right, fine, I'm going to tell you the secret. I can't withhold it. Lucifer changed into Jesus. You're damn Skippy, he did. And the world is going to benefit from it because he goes from Satan to God. Lucifer to Jesus. He goes from one to the other, and he truly feels it in his heart, and he fulfills the script because he was supposed to. And it's not even fake anymore because it's real. He really did and will say, F you, pay me. And if you pay me too, then you will be all's forgiven. All's forgiven. Life here on earth, I'm trying to free all of you people that have the thick bank accounts that aren't sharing at this moment. But Paul is telling you, you better have his money when he comes collecting, all of yous. Because he's the one that hired you. He's the one that planted your church. He's the one that gave you the script. He's the one taking, you know, if somebody else has a better script, if they're a good editor, the whole edit some of those scenes into this movie that's being played out. Freeing you from that app, even if you're born down here. Some people may have come against me towards the end because they've been approached. Somebody gave them a deal they can't refuse. You know, even when I see my brother Billy doing tactics like a gang stalker, and I laugh at him and I tell him about it, and he laughs too. It's not like I'm going to hate him if he turned against me and he's now stalking me. I still love my brother no matter what, but when I catch up to him, I'm going to eat it. I'm going to eat with ketchup. It's pretty funny that Billy, in closed caption, popped up, but I don't remember that doing that. I'll have to look at it on my own video. I think I only did it with Steve's, but even if it's somebody that turns in the last moment, even if it's my own wife, even if it's my own son, even if you all pay me I forgive anybody for whatever they've done, just as long as they won't do it anymore. When you come clean about what you've done, which I already know what you're doing, when you come clean with it, well then I have no problem forgiving people, because I just want you to know the truth, and I want you to stop being controlled by Satan, which is either through that app, or just because you're born as a reptilian, that's part of your, it's just part of your life. You have to do it because Satan gave you the gift inside of your body that it seems like you've been condemned for. I'm not condemning people for having their body being different, especially if it's made, you're made that way, you're born that way. What are you going to do? You're born that way. Some people change into it, becoming that way, like these peculiar people. But what's done is done. It's over and done. Turn from being sneaky and gang stalking people. Repent from that. But how would you repent from that if you're born into this system and you know that's just part of your life? Then you're not going to stop until what I said comes true. Lucifer turns to Jesus. And he really truly does represent the Christ. And in literal flesh, even if it's manufactured, even if it's alien, even if it's reptilian, even if it's placed here at this time, the Spirit of Christ in this system, which is the YouTube platform, manifest at the same exact time. And then they should meet at the same place at the same time. There's no better place to meet than the second 9/11 on September 11th, 2022. On the mountain, the highest mountain, where the four horsemen are. At the top, the very top, where there's a door, there's a gateway, there's Jacob's ladder to go up and down. From that portal that goes, let's say heaven is, let's say this is there's the portal. Right there, the public parking. You go right through that. Go down to your elevator, get into that spaceship car that will get to Mars in 30 seconds. You sit in it, it's like straight up. North would be up on planet Earth. We're on a slant, right? It's like a flattish type of playing field, and it's on a slant. So south is behind us, and water flows, that way. And north is completely up. So you get in that train, airplane, spaceship that will take you from 0 to, I don't know how many miles an hour, but it'll get you from this point here up to heaven in 30 seconds. It may be 20,000 miles. It may be 50,000 miles. It doesn't matter. However fast that the technology can transport you from one place to another just by hopping into a door like a portal. I feel like it's more like heaven is above us, but you got to go underneath to get in that train to go up like on an angle the same distance as Earth is tilted, like Earth is like this, heaven's up there, and then hell is down here. So if we're in the middle, and then heaven is a bigger place up here, like literally it's like up here, Earth is down here, you got to get underground to go up to heaven, and then underground to go down to hell. And they're the three main planets: heaven, earth, and hell. What better place to meet Satan at than at his own portal 21 years later from the time that he created the first 9/11? You fooled me once, you can't fool me again. Whether it takes place or not, meeting at that portal with the information as to where it would take place, if it did, at what building, what time specifically in that area, 8:48, 5:55, whichever, 12 noon, what time would it be? What buildings? They would resemble the Twin Towers, Liberty 1, Liberty 2, Philadelphia, a little bit of strength. Football, getting hit, bombed, the Lincoln Financial Field, Abraham Lincoln. You would have to have that information to meet Satan there. So if it's canceled because of that, okay, well then good. Then you just got, well, I got Satan to cancel the world's destruction. And I'll look like a false prophet my entire life with no proof being shown. Doesn't matter. Got through to Satan. It would be nice for the recognition publicly for something, instead of that happening, which everybody thought truly, yeah, Robin, we know it's Philadelphia because we're from the inside and you're going to die. That's why we're going to flee from the fear of the noise. But we didn't know you interpreted it the other way, that the bombing is really going to happen only at the Washington Mount Rushmore Monument, exactly where you said that would happen, and it's not Philly. So that would be like that prophetic utterance that the truth is Mount Rushmore is going to get hit by the bomb, and if anybody can predict it, well, then they get a chance to meet Satan face to face, right at his portal on that very day, 21 days later.